Hello and welcome back to the channel We Don't Know Cars. My name is Trey, and today we start the new project for the channel, and it's going to be a work truck for me. I just got the keys in the mail for it, and this is actually the first sponsored video on this channel. So I hope you guys stay tuned and enjoy it. Just getting situated, just getting off work. We're going to run out. It is parked way out in the boondocks of the area where I live, so I got to go out there. I'm taking my sister with me. We're going to go see if we can't get this thing running, do a little revive and drive, see if we can at least get it to the house where I can maybe do some other maintenance on it. Stick around and we'll see you guys out there at the truck.
I figure we just start off by saying I apologize for how much of a disaster the first part of this video is going to be. This is just part of filming outside because we actually were in the middle of nowhere, desert, in the area where I live, working on this pickup truck. So just don't mind the absence of audio. It sounded horrendous. So I'll just walk you through some brief stuff that we're doing here, along with some wonderful footage of me beating on the TBI injection, because that is how electronic injection works, like a carburetor. Yeah, nope. But yeah, I'll just walk you through everything here, and we'll get an idea of what's going on. This was just to kind of walk around the truck. I wanted to check all the basic systems. I want to make sure there's fluid in the radiator, see what the tires look like, go through everything, show you what's on the vehicle. We can see there's some nice notes inside the engine bay here, things and services that were completed, so that's good. We know the truck was pretty well cared for. I know that the truck has been sitting out here for quite a while, so a lot of this stuff is going to need to be worked on. So we'll start by getting a charge on the battery and then turning it over. The hood of this 94 Chevy, we've got a 350 Chevrolet small block V8 with the TBI, as previously mentioned. It's a fully kitted truck with four-wheel drive and AC, so it's got, you know, all the options. It is the high trim package one, including electric seats, radio, and all that jazz. Obviously, air conditioning, that never works. We can assume that one is not going to work. Also, four-wheel drive, these operate on some sort of weird air valve, something vacuum or whatever. So I will never put it in four-wheel drive. So we're sure that doesn't work. Or at least if it did work, we'd end up in a situation where it would never come out of four-wheel drive, as I've heard that happening before. But yeah, looking under here, very well optioned truck, something that is super fun. It'll be my first American V8 that I've ever worked on. We'll continue here digging into things. Alright, and we'll start here just topping it off with some fresh coolant, despite how bad that radiator looks. It doesn't have very far to go, only about 30 miles. I gotta drive this till it is home, so that is not too bad. Be sure to check, of course, all the fluids and everything, make sure we're not starting this thing up dry or without any oil. I'll add a couple quarts of oil to it. Trans fluid looks good, so when we get this thing running, hopefully it should drive just fine. Also, poop, everything is covered in, I mean, there's some rat poop and stuff. It's been out in the desert forever. There's some variety of plant that whatever rodents were trying to live in here had brought in, or maybe the wind blew in. I'm not sure. So everything's kind of just poop. But other than that, it should be all right. A little true feel down the throat, and we'll give her a turn of the key and see if she'll bark off for us. Now is the part of the video where I'm an absolute moron, get a little ahead of myself, and go ahead and put 5 whole gallons in the tank. I don't know if it's pulling fuel or not, but, why not? Just fill the gas tank up. We definitely won't have to remove it later. Fire! Fire! Got a little bit of fire going on. Yeah. Alright. It's on fire, okay? Sure enough, she barks off, which is awesome. We continue, and we find that there is some fuel delivery issues. We're not getting fuel up to that throttle body, so we kind of dig into it from there. I end up taking, because I have nothing to pull fuel through, I'm going to try to suck fuel up to the throttle body, assuming maybe something is just trapped, make sure there's nothing in the lines, anything like that after sitting. So I go ahead and take the hose for the wiper fluid off of the Forerunner, and I hook that onto the what I thought was the feed line. I think now was probably the return line to that throttle body, and I end up pulling up some fuel. So I feel I have the line primed. I hook everything back up, and we find we're still not getting fuel up to the throttle body. At this point, it is very likely we've got something wrong with the fuel pump. So we'll dig into that next.
Alrighty, we're back out here at the new project truck. Sorry for the first part of this video. It's going to be mostly voiceover. The first day we were out here, I was in a bit of a rush to get this thing going. We were out here, wasn't optimal conditions, very windy, not filmable almost at all. So I'll do a little voiceover with some of the footage that I had from that one. Big thing is we heard it run, so we heard it bark off. I got some True Fuel, put that just straight down the intake, and it fired off good. Engine actually sounds pretty healthy. Other than that, I mean, I ran through everything real quick. It was low on oil, so I put a couple quarts of oil in. Radiator, that's not good, but it's okay. We'll run it anyways. Tires, they're not good either. That's okay. We're going to run those anyways. So we're getting here. The big thing I ran into was I couldn't get any fuel up to the throttle body. It is this TBI system, which I know is notoriously garbage. So we'll see if we can make it work. Pretty much tracked it down, hopefully to the fuel pump. So we picked up one of those. We'll drop the tank here, and hopefully that won't be too long of a process. Get a new fuel pump put on, and then hopefully it solves our issues. Outside of that, I hope that we don't have any other things to do out here. Goal, get it running here, drive it to a place where I can do other work like the brakes and stuff like that, because I don't want to do that in the middle of the desert. So here we go. We'll get started doing the tank dropping. Okay, under the truck here. I'm gonna get this moving. Just one nut and a bolt is all it takes to get the straps off this tank and then drop it. The real trick is dropping it and not, messing everything up that's attached to it. So I'm out here where we live. There's not a ton of moisture, so I'm not super worried about breaking things off or anything like that. Obviously, you can tell by the surrounding. Yeah, it's a desert, so there's really not a whole lot to worry about in terms of moisture or rust. Underside of this truck is super clean. It has lived in this area its entire life, so that's pretty good. I don't know what that thing out there. Got some PB blaster on them just to help them come off. I'm gonna leave that one there. It was getting a little tight. Move up to this one here and see if we can't get it started. Luckily, there's just enough clearance under this thing to get under here. It's sunk into the ground quite a bit. It's been sitting out here since 2020, so the end of 2020, I should say, is when it was parked. So it's been about 4 years since this thing's moved. So you gotta expect some, issues. This one's coming out nice though. Everything looks good. Exhaust is rusted through. That's good. Yeah, you don't need that anyways. After the cat, or after the muffler, I meant. It's got some Flowmasters on it. Oh yeah, well it's a single exhaust, so a Flowmaster on it. Yeah, it's good. Everything looks pretty good. This truck is pretty sick, actually. It's well optioned. From what I can tell, it is a 5.7 liter V8. It's a 350. The bigger V8 option for this truck. And it's also 4x4, so that's pretty cool. No idea if any of that works. We'll have to just check it out and see. Looking at everything here, it all looks pretty good. Pinion seal is leaking a little bit, I think, so that could be an issue in the future. But overall, nothing too bad. This is probably gonna fall on my face. I can feel it dropping. We're gonna need to support that some more before I go too much further, which means I'm gonna have to get it from the other side, which is okay. Here, let's get repositioned here. You want to bring me? Alright. We're getting the jack in position here so we can give this thing some support. Just a little bit more. That's good. I don't want to bend it up. The tank is plastic, so that is helpful. I'm going to move the mic back a little bit because this is kind of loud. You can't break this. I don't have new straps. I think we're making progress. see here. Still this PV blaster. Yeah, that's good. Just leak all over. That's good. So, speaking of being in the desert, if it's just a little game for y'all who actually managed to watch this video to this point, based on the footage from the first part of this, if you can guess where I'm at, just put it in the comments, and I'll pick one, and we'll do something. We'll do something special for that person. First person I see to get it right. If you can guess where this truck is located, because I'm not telling you. But if you can guess it, just based on the surroundings, give like a gift card or something. Get some audience engagement. Oh yeah, this is awesome. Oh, oh, it's in my mouth. Ah. Looks like this first one's almost out. I think the tricky one's gonna be the nut on the front end here. It's not super happy. Just gotta try to get it off without breaking that. This one's gonna come out though. This big ass drive shaft wasn't in the way. It'd be really easy, but it's not. So. What a bummer. Okay, well. Shit. I think it is just spinning. That sucks. Never can be easy. Never can be easy. Son of a bitch. Alright. Success on one of them. Yeah, that's gonna be it. That's never going back in there. So that'll be fun to deal with here in an hour or so. That'll be a lot of fun. Throw that over there, and then gotta get this guy off. So I'm gonna have my brother, who's behind the camera, he's gonna get on the jack controls and guide this tank down with. I'm actually gonna have him maybe reposition that a little bit. If I can get under it a little bit better here. And then maybe we can get it more centered. I don't know. Okay. That was a mistake. Alright. That's good right there. It's either gonna work or fall on my face. I don't know which, so I'll probably move my face a little bit. Almost there. gonna do. We're gonna reposition just a little bit. What that was right in my side. This is good. Oh, fucking hell. Oh, shit. Yep. What? Yes, it is. Sorry. Did I say this was a family-friendly channel? I lied. Oh, okay. So now we're going to sacrifice ourselves for the sake of adjusting the jack. So I need you to reposition the jack now. Right in the middle. Right here if we can. I need to move this.
In or out?
This way, towards me. Okay. And then in. Not up, in. No. There we go. In and in. There we go. Come on. Come on. There you go. Perfect. Now you can go up. Okay. Keep going. Okay. Pretty good. There's these 4 bolts on the frame. Are we live or not?
Yeah.
Okay. Can I have the PV blaster? Go ahead and do. You know, being out of this truck makes me think. It's a question for you guys. Are you subscribed yet? I'm looking at you. Yeah. Just do it. Yep. Anyways, in here, I forgot that I had to get the 4 bolts attached to the frame off for this front hanger. So I'm going to do that real quick. And, hopefully that'll solve the issue. Also, everyone give a W in the comments for Nick here for microphones. Say W for Nick, or just W, whatever. Nick here is the one that's provided us with these excellent microphones here that is going to allow you guys to hear me much more clearly than like echoing in the garage or something. So here we go. I'm going to get these guys off and then hopefully get this tank dropped. Not too much more headache. Oh yeah, that's good. This will probably be the worst part of it all. There goes one. There's 2. That was easy. That one was easy too. And that one was pretty easy as well. Alright, so those are loose. Working on cars. It's fun. It's fun. There's some of y'all who do this for a living, which is absurd. I could never. Well, I mean, I guess that's kind of the hope, isn't it? To do it for a living. Can't see anything. It's in my eyeballs. Mm-hmm. This is why they tell you to wear glasses when you do stuff like this. Oh yeah, that's it. That was the ticket. Probably. I still can't see. Mm-hmm. No sight required for this job. Eyes are overrated anyways. Ugh. There we go. Fucking hell. Now with this thing kind of floating here, I gotta get up in there and get all this stuff disconnected. And that should be fun. Ow. Pain. So, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna have Nick man the jack controls again for us. And slowly lower this thing down and then get all this stuff disconnected before we drop this tank all the way so that I don't break anything. Nailed it. Just want to say. Oh yeah. This is the riveting content that you guys should expect. We're getting better. Little bits at a time here. I'm like humping this drive shaft. So that's a new one. You ever hump a drive shaft before, Nick? So that's what I'm doing right now.
Can't say that I have.
It's pretty good. I don't even know where all the connections are. I didn't really watch any videos on how to do this. I just was like, it shouldn't be that hard. So, we'll figure it out. Work smarter, not harder. Definitely been wearing safety glasses the whole time and am not completely blind from dust getting into my eyes. That didn't happen. I'm smarter than that. Nope. It's okay though. So now I'm trying to get onto the top side here. I'm debating on trying to go through the fuel door to do all this because I think that might be maybe the easiest route for me here. I think so. So I think I'm gonna give that a shot. I may have left my wrench on top of the fuel tank. I don't know the answer to that. So let's try to do that, and then so how much of this do you want to see? You're like, I'm bored already. So I'm gonna turn the camera off for a minute, figure out how to get this fucking thing all the way disconnected and down. Okay. So here we are. Again, tried because the issue is, and those guys who work on Chevys all the time are laughing right now. But I thought, because I thought I could get it from dropping the tank, those connections there to the top of that fuel sending unit are very close to the frame. So I'm struggling to get those out of there. So I thought, let's take the bed liner out and we'll just undo the bed. Surprise, there's no bolts from the top. They all go in from the bottom. So here I am. I got the filler neck bolts juiced up there, and I'm going to try to get those loose, and I think I'll have more access through that hole to do what I need to do than I will from the bottom with the jack in the way. But we're still making progress. Also, bed looks good. That was a pain to get out. We'll sweep all this out and put it back at the end of this, but everything looks really sharp. Also beer, so we'll get it moving here and see if we can't get this out.
Alrighty, and a quick break from the action on our 1994 Chevrolet K1500 to bring you the first official sponsor of this channel. This is The Enchanted Bell Tower, book series by Brad Barton, and I want to start by saying just a great thanks to Susan and Brad for helping me on this video here, and I felt like throwing this in here for them. So Brad worked quite a while. The full book series is out now. Link in the description. You can pick it up on Amazon. And I'm just going to read you a little excerpt on the back of the book here to give you an idea about what this book series could bring for you, and then go into a little bit of the details for you. So it starts here. I've waited my entire life, 12 years, to enter the bell tower. Mom told me her experiences in the bell tower changed her life. And my life at the moment feels it could use some changing. Mom died, so Dad, Jonathan, Sparky, and I are moving to Dexter, home of the bell tower. I wonder if I'm finally tall enough to reach the ladder and discover what lies inside. So that is just a little bit for you. What it does here and what Brad has done after 20 years in congressional ministry has taken some of the stories and some of his favorite scripture and has found a way to distill it down into a family-friendly story to deliver biblical topics and touch on some deep scripture in a very kid-friendly way, something that is, easy to reach for kids, getting into the biblical side of things when your kids start asking questions and the Bible has the answer. The Bible can be rather wordy, and this is a great way to distill some of that scripture down and make it digestible for them. If that's something you guys are interested in, again, pick it up. Link in the description below. The full book series is out. You can pick it up on Amazon. It is very affordable. This is not a traditional sponsorship. I get no kickbacks from this. You guys just get an awesome book series to read with your kids or even by yourself. I think it's something that is absolutely worth reading. Pick it up, and thanks for watching.
So returning back to the truck, after about a week, that day it was, I get weekends off, or Sunday off, I should say. So after that Sunday, with Nick trying to get the tank dropped and just struggling to get the stuff disconnected from the fuel sending unit, getting all those hoses and everything disconnected, and with some physical limitations with my back, I had to stop. I couldn't lay on the ground anymore and mess with it, so I just had to put it up, lightly put the tank in place with one of the straps, and said, all right, I'll be back next weekend. Came back fresh head, just ready to get it, and went ahead and used a little bit of PB Blaster, and a little sketchy, but with the fuel lines, what I ended up doing was dropping the tank all the way out and then just leaving the fuel sending unit suspended. So there was not a huge risk of a fire or anything. I used just a torch in a very localized area to loosen up some of the fittings coming out of the fuel sending unit, and was able to finally get that old sending unit off. And we'll pick up with the tank on the back of the truck as we go to install the new fuel sending unit. With the tank on the back here, I'm looking at the seating for this O-ring for the fuel sending unit. I'm going to take just a little bit of time and clean up some of that, what I think was like some sort of a wax maybe. I don't know if there's any experts on what these cars come out of the factory with, but I think it was some sort of wax sealing that original sending unit in place. So I'm going to clean some of that off so my new O-ring goes into place well. I did pick up a complete sending unit with the O-ring and the lock ring and everything, so I'll take a little bit of time, clean it up, and get that new sending unit slapped into the tank. back on the ground here with the tank. It's going to be a bit of a dog getting this thing in here by myself. It's just me out here today, but we'll wrestle it and see if we can't get it in place. This mic stays alive for a little bit longer, just long enough for me to do all this stuff that's not very fun. Yeah, okay. Let's see about this. Clip you up somewhere, or maybe you can hear me. That's probably better than nothing. Okay, get this thing full turn around here. It's not fun. I don't know if I can do this by myself, to be honest with you. I'll tell you what, I am sure gonna try. This thing's really light without all the gas. It's crazy. It's just nuts how that works, really. I can't believe this truck is so low to the ground. It's not fun. I'm used to having plenty of clearance. I don't know where my wrench is. Where did I put it? It's probably in my back. That's good. Catching all this? Yeah, there it is. Okay. Here we go. Just get this ground reconnected since we're here. And I can see it. Once this tank's up, there's definitely no getting to the ground. Because, yeah, it's not gonna happen. Probably, anyways. Someone's dream. The other guy's nightmare. Jerry's out there like, oh god, I would never do this. I've been there. It's like, I'll never go back. Like, working on Chevy trucks is why I drink. Finally, after a bunch of screwing around, I get all of the hoses and everything connected. I stopped filming at some point because I got pretty frustrated. But we pick up with a truck that will hopefully, fingers crossed, go ahead and start for us. Alrighty, well, that took long enough, but we are here. There is, in fact, a fuel tank in here. Got everything hooked back up. Here she is in all her glory.
Oh my God, what a pain in my ass. I'll tell you what. But I'm happy it's done. Got the 4Runner jump in the truck here. It hasn't been that long, so the battery hopefully will come back around for us. We're gonna go ahead and get in here and we're gonna send it. So here we go. All right, so we got power. Now listen, see if we can't hear it. I don't know if you can hear it. Definitely running. Okay. Bingo. Bingo, bingo. Bingo. Alternator's working. I need to get the 4Runner disconnected. Oh, baby. Oh, there we are. I'm gonna get a lot of noise. Turn off one of these. Here, let's move the 4Runner out of the way real quick. Just get her out of the way so we can pull that truck forward. 4Runner runs good, by the way. For anyone who watched that saga, she's good. Brakes are still questionable. Sounds pretty good. Looks good, honestly. I am so happy that works. Good Lord, that was a nightmare. Get cables out of the way. She's running. Oh yeah. Sure there's no leaks or anything. Appears to be leaking. Sounds good. Smooth. Really smooth. That is awesome. Yep, battery is charging. Whether or not it will hold the charge is a whole nother story. Oh yeah, we're buried. So it's probably not gonna happen. Looks good. Oil pressure is good. Temp's coming up. Smack dab 1,000 RPM. Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, she sounds good. She does. Oh man. What a nightmare. Anything come out? No, not really. She's smoking a little bit. That's to be expected. I'm sure everything will come back around. Oh man. Now will it drive is the question. Well, I guess we're just gonna find out. We're gonna just have to find out. See if we can't get it to move out of its hole. Things clear out of the way. Okay. We didn't even check breakage. Do we have breakage? Yeah, we got a pedal. Alright, it's a little wonky. Oh, we're stuck for sure. We're pretty well in there. Maybe we can get it to go backwards. Oh, power steering works. Good. I don't know if that's 2 or drive. Oh, yeah. There we go. Put her back in park. Out of the hole it is set in for just about 5 years. 4 years? 4 years. It was tagged just before it was parked. so not quite 4 years, but or right around 4 years. I believe it was the beginning of, I want to say it was the beginning of 20 when this one stopped getting driven, at least. So it's been sitting here since the beginning of 20. There it is. This is my mess, walling around under this thing for hours and hours. I got so much dirt in my ass, I'll tell you what. You could just about call me a desert, but that is all right. Feels good. It always sucks when you're doing stuff like this, but if you know, just have some perseverance. That's one of my biggest weaknesses, I think, personally, which is what's kind of nice about doing stuff like this, is it challenges me to, you know, to do it. I gotta get this truck out of here, right? I've got the title for it, I own it, I've got to get it out of here. So what do you got to do? You know, sometimes you just gotta work on it. I'm not gonna spend money on a tow truck to come out here and get it, to take it to some nice place to work on it, when it's sitting right here. It didn't cost me any more money to just work it. It cost me less money, I should say, to work on it right here and get it done. And it sucked, because I'd never done this before. I've never worked on one of these before. Fun fact, like an American V8, ever. My first car was a 1985 Pontiac Trans Am, which had a 350 in it, similar to this truck, but I never really worked on it. I was pretty young. My dad and I worked on it, and, you know, kind of took it from a hunk of junk to something quite nice. It was mostly my dad, you know, I was just there messing around with it. So this is my first real American V8 that I've ever worked on, so that's kind of fun. That kind of sucked. I've never had to do a fuel pump like that either before. I own a Toyota, so I'm not really used to those things. But no, it's good. It's running good. And honestly, I think the other fuel pump worked. What happened, and I'll show you on the old sending unit here. So the fuel pump sits in this little basket here. Right, this is technically on the other end of that. And there's a little line from here to here, non-existent. So something happened over the years where it disintegrated, got eaten, and it's gone. It wasn't in the tank, so I don't know. But I can guarantee why I wasn't getting fuel up top. So anyways, it ended up, I broke the stuff. I think I threw everything away already. But I ended up messing up the lock ring on this. So I couldn't get it to shut, you know, to properly lock down, and I broke the float off. So that was pretty much junk. Just trying to do it the half-ass way ended up costing myself more time and a lot more effort, but here we are. I happen to work at a tire shop, so I'm going to be getting tires for it here shortly. I'm going to go with some hand-cooked Dynapro AT2 Extremes. That's what I think will work good on this. She's just going to be a work truck. Old girl, I'm putting 10 plies on her so I can have the capacities. Not that a standard load probably wouldn't do anything that this truck, you know, wouldn't do, but I'm going to just go for it and put some 10 plies on her and call her a day. Some mild all-terrains. I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it. Inside needs a little help. That door card looks okay. This one, not so okay. You actually have to, you gotta latch the door shut, because it doesn't, this is all sorts of broken over here. So, I'll fix that never. So I'll just do that to get away. Get a mirror for it. Oh man, this thing sounds good. Just sounds amazing. Not a tick or a knock. Smooth as can be. Wow. Got power steering works really good. Brakes work pretty good too. I mean, we'll find that out on the drive home, which I will try to film. But my phone is going to die because this took so damn long that my phone died in this process. So I'm going to shut it off. I'm going to let the truck run, see if it'll juice up that battery, just bring itself around, and pick up when I am bringing this thing home, which may not be tonight. So as you see, I got the truck running. There's, some things that I've had to do at this point. It is worth noting. It was about 6 months ago now that I got the truck running, and I have been using it ever since, really without a whole lot of problems. A couple weeks in, the keyed ignition switch went out in the column. I was not tearing the steering column apart to fix it, so I ended up rigging up a starter solenoid. So I just toggle switched that bad boy to start it now, but that works great. The key is still required, to turn everything on, so it's still pretty safe. As it doesn't have spark or anything if you don't have the key in, so that's cool. So still safe, works great. Truck has been phenomenal. Needs a radiator, so I'll probably do that at some point. If you saw the cooling system at the beginning of this video, you know it probably needs a radiator. I did have to put a thermostat in it and new radiator hoses. The thermostat locked up and blew the lower radiator hose. So there was that. They were original. So that was about time they needed to go. I've done some minor interior stuff, but mostly I just use it as a work truck. It works great. I do landscaping and stuff on the weekends, which was kind of the whole motivation for getting the truck in the first place. And it has been absolutely phenomenal. Great truck. At this point, the 4Runner is down, so I've been driving the truck as a daily, and it does great. Super fun to drive around that American V8, much spunkier than the little 3-liter V6 in my Toyota. Um, but I'll be looking forward to working on the Toyota soon as well. So you guys stay tuned, and we'll end up having a video on that one. It's the big time. We'll end up ripping the engine out of the 4Runner finally and doing a full rebuild on it, along with some customization there. And I know, put a 3.4 liter in it. It's not happening, boys. So stay tuned. We're going to tear that engine out of the 4Runner next. That'll be the next big automotive video on this channel. And once again, thank you to Brad and Susan for sponsoring this video. And again, go check out the Enchanted Bell Tower on Amazon. Pick you guys up a copy. Thank you so much for watching this video. My name is Trey with We Don't Know Cars, signing off, and I will see you guys in the next video. I'm a mechanic.